everybody, it's Emily here from Phoenix Gateway and Seed of the Soul, bringing to you your weekly reading the 23rd to the 29th of March. I'm working with the Sacred Geometry Healing cards. The link is below to where they can be purchased, as well as my liquid alchemy in a bottle, my lab vibrational elixirs, and these are really beautiful to be working with, especially with what's going on now. I will talk more about that in my next segment, which is Emily's Apothecary. Nearly blah, 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 blah. So, before I started the video again, I had two cards that came out and I don't know what happened. The video stopped. So I'm keeping these cards and then I'll read on from there. So the first card that came out is the icosahedron. And this particular card, when we're looking at the five platonic solids, this is one of the five. It is working with the element of water and it is working on the emotions. This particular one sits at the sacral center. This is our creativity center. It is our birthing center, both literally and on a level of what we, what we create, what we are here to birth in our lives, both in personal and in business. And the biggest thing that's coming up right now is our ability to adapt. And this is one of the biggest things coming through with everything that is going on right now, because life isn't going to be the same as we knew it to be. And we really need to learn, we can have, like I said last week's reading as well, we can be strong, we can be resilient, but we really need to learn to adapt. So in talking about adapting, for example, I have a workshop based on a guide to the Sacred Geometry Healing cards coming up on the 18th of April, and it is meant to be face-to-face. Now, in the time and age that we're in right now, whether that can happen, I'm not quite sure. So for me, I need to adapt, and the way I'm going to be adapting it is to be running this workshop still face-to-face, but it's going to be through through probably Zoom at this point. So more will come with that, and the link will still be below in terms of where and more about the workshop, so you can have an understanding of what it is. But it also means that more people can join in particular, in Australia, even internationally, which is wonderful. So yes, this is the time to adapt and become very creative in what it is that you are bringing through. Okay. The next card to come through is the tetrahedron, and again, this is one of the five platonics. It's working with the element of fire. This is our solar plexus, and right now, there's a lot of people going through immense stress and anxiety. I guess rightfully so, because when, these are times of vulnerability. Hang on, excuse me while I put these cards. Okay, I'm going to take them. In these times of vulnerability, it is, if we're not balanced, we are going to go through these upheavals within ourselves. And so this card, for me, for this reading, is all about being able to, we need to breathe, we need to find balance for ourselves, we need to be able to let go of that anxiety, we need to be able to let go of that stress. And the ways, that we can do it is breath work. We can listen to beautiful solfeggio frequencies, or some form of music that really you find calming. It may be that you can go for a walk or a swim. If you're close to the ocean, I can't think of a better way than to actually dive into the water. Go for a walk, hug a tree, but we are all in this together, and that is what's so important. So, ring a friend or speak to a family member. But, it's really important to keep yourself, your immune system strong, and to keep yourself in check and to really breathe. So important, okay? So the next card to come through, and I've got my dog here who's a bit of an anxious dog himself. But the next card to come through is gratitude. Gratitude is a reminder that everything that is happening, everything that we have been through is, we need to acknowledge and understand that it is part of our blessings, that, you know, what we consider the positive, what we consider the negative, because it is going through these different changes, it is going through these experiences that is melding us to who we are today. And oh my God, like seriously, I have 4 out of the 5 platonic solids on my table. The next one to come through is the octahedron. The octahedron is about coming into our heart space. It is really about releasing the fear. Sorry, I have a dog here. It's about releasing the fear, and it's going into the heart, and it's all about the unconditional love. It's the unconditional love of self, and then the love that we can outpour and give to others. And in this time, we are really learning the importance of the connection we have to one another, and to the collective out there. And this is what we want, you know, knowing that we are connected. So look at us as a brain full of neurons that are firing off. Each one of those is connected to one another. But when we come from a place of love, this is what we are sharing. Let's release those fears, the stresses, the anxiety, and know that, you know, we have to be, to remain, you know, positive, and to find that balance within, and to come from this heart space is what is really going to bring us together even more so, and allow us to rise rather than fall. Ways in which we really need to work on ourselves at the moment too is through really through connecting on a higher frequency. Everything is changing, our frequencies are changing, and they're only getting higher as we are going through these major shifts of consciousness, and they're radical shifts that we are going through. So this is about opening up this is talking about spirit or ether. This is the dodecahedron, and it's really about opening up a channel and, you know, working with those higher frequencies, listening to the messages that are coming through for us, listening to our intuition, because our intuition is the GPS to our soul. So, no, Zeus, I want to pull one more card to finish up with, please, and thank you. One more card, please, and thank you. One more card. For the reading, 23rd to the 29th. One more card, please, and thank you. Okay, let's go, guys. Can I please have one more card? Okay, I've got 2 more. That will do. Okay. Leading on actually from talking about the dodecahedron, which is all about, you know, the higher frequencies and opening up the channel. With this radical shift in consciousness, what are we doing? We are activating that pineal gland, because really, you know, life as we've known it is not going to be the same, and we really have to start thinking on a totally different level. And as we start to activate this pineal gland, let's look at doing this through solfeggio frequencies, through bowls. It's about, you know, drinking water that is not full of fluoride. It is about eating, it's about eating the right foods, whole foods. It's about meditation, singing bowls. There are so many ways in which we can activate our pineal gland, and in particular healings such as Palawa, which I do and am offering as a service, and you do not need to be in my home or place of work for me to do this. So if you are interested, please do send me an email. I'll have the details below as well. But we are awakening, and we are, you know, as we're going through this awakening process and these radical shifts of consciousness now, we're seeing it not only within ourselves is happening, but, you know, the connection to the collective, everything is happening all at once. And you know, we are gaining greater wisdom at this time. It is about the introspection. It's about, you know, as we actually go through and we unlock or we activate our pineal gland, you know, we are also, and going through this radical shift of consciousness, we are actually unlocking the cells, and we are unlocking the knowledge within. But as above, so below, you know, from what we are starting to understand and what we're starting to question and realize within, you know, we can also look for these signs on the outer. And maybe, you know, if you are questioning, maybe if you are in a place where, you know, you can walk, you actually may even find an owl, literally, and that can be your sign to whatever it is that you're thinking about, or whatever it is that you're doing is telling you you are on the right track. Everything we need, Mother Nature has given us, and we have to start to learn that this is now the time to truly connect in, to truly work with everything that has been given to us, from the foods that we eat, to the air that we breathe, to the water that we drink, because, you know, all of what we have holds a blueprint, holds a specific key to our creation and to our expansion as the collective. So wherever you are, have a wonderful week, and I will come to you with Emily's Apothecary after this, and a few little tips and what I would recommend to work with for this week's reading. Okay, bye for now.